You didn't hear it wrong. Henry Cavill, the man who was born to be Geralt of Rivia, had announced his departure from the Netflix TV series The Witcher. This news left fans in tears, and so am I. With The Witcher Season 3 being aired on Netflix in 2023, it also marks the moment we say goodbye to Henry Cavill's Geralt. Just a few days after Cavill said that his Superman will return to the DC Extended Universe in some way, Netflix stated on Saturday that The Witcher would continue for Season 4 despite losing its lead star. Cavill's acting performance and Geralt embodiment have been praised since the show first debuted on Netflix last December, but recently, on his social media, he announced his goodbye. Some news to share from the continent. My journey as Geralt of Rivia has been filled with both monsters and adventures, and alas, I will be laying down my medallion and my swords for Season 4. He also shared that Geralt had been recast and they find the perfect man to take his spot. In my stead, the fantastic Mr. Liam Hemsworth will be taking up the mantle of the White Wolf. As with the greatest of literary characters, I pass the torch with reverence for the time spent embodying Geralt and enthusiasm to see Liam take on this most fascinating and nuanced of men. He continued with a welcoming to Hemsworth. Liam, good sir, this character has such a wonderful depth to him. Enjoy diving in and seeing what you can find. So it looks like Liam Hemsworth will be the next Geralt. We already know him through some blockbuster roles like Gale Hawthorne from The Hunger Games or Jake Morrison from Independence Day Resurgence. Since Liam looks, and is, younger than Henry, so I'm guessing that maybe he'd portray a younger Geralt, like a prequel or something? Or maybe he's just a replacement, who knows? Liam also shared his thought and excitement about taking on the position. As a Witcher fan, I'm over the moon about the opportunity to play Geralt of Rivia, he added. Henry Cavill has been an incredible Geralt, and I'm honored that he's handing me the reins and allowing me to take up the White Wolf's blades for the next chapter of his adventure. He also paid tribute to the first Geralt of Netflix adaptation. Henry, I've been a fan of yours for years, and I was inspired by what you brought to this beloved character. I may have some big boots to fill, but I'm truly excited to be stepping into the Witcher world. It's widely known that Cavill has publicly shown his interest in The Witcher. He's actually quite open about his love for the series and the role of Geralt. Although an actor doesn't have to know that much about the film and show they're acting in, still, he's effusive in being loyal to the source material, he said about himself. He's admitted to having completed The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt 2.5 times on the hardest difficulty back in quarantine. He's also a fan of the voice actor Doug Cockle, who voiced Geralt in all 3 Witcher games.
If I were to choose between one evil and another, I'd rather not choose at all.
Cockle gave Geralt an iconic, deep, weightful voice, which Cavill tries his best to bring into his Netflix adaptation character. When he heard about The Witcher being adapted into a TV series, he nudged his agents to meet the showrunner, Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich, way before the series had even been rolled. In fact, Henry was so adamant about getting the role of Geralt that Hissrich even said she found him annoying, but she still cast him eventually. Although the show was based entirely on the books and not the games, he managed to read all of the Andrzej Sapkowski's novels and be a Witcher Bible on set, in a positive way, of course. His co-star Freya Allen shared that on set, we'll be doing a scene, and he'll be like, I think we should use this line from page 253 from Blood of Elves. Henry also wants to portray Geralt as accurately as he can to the character from the books. Andrzej Sapkowski wrote an incredibly nuanced and beautifully three-dimensional character, and I campaigned very, very hard to make sure that character existed in Season 2. Well, he's even said that he'd commit to the series for 7 seasons until this devastating news was announced. Recently, he returned to the DCEU as Superman, which we mentioned earlier in another episode. Between a global movie and a TV series, we surely know what he's gonna pick. So maybe this was one of the reasons why he decided to leave The Witcher. Rumors that Cavill may not have been very thrilled working on The Witcher and that there was an internal debate over how seriously to approach the source material are more concerning. Former The Witcher staff writer Bao DeMeo confessed in a recent Instagram Stories Q&A that he was astonished to hear that many people engaged in the production of the series weren't particularly fond of The Witcher during his time on the show. I've been on shows, namely Witcher, where some of the writers were not into or actively disliked the books and games, even actively mocking the source material. It's a recipe for disaster and bad morale. Fandom as a litmus test checks egos and makes all the long nights worth it. You have to respect the work before you're allowed to add to its legacy. In an interview with the Happy Sad Confused podcast, Cavill discussed how he commits to roles and when he knows to leave them. It's just about belief. If you believe what you're doing is the right thing, then you'll be able to keep on doing it. If you realize you're doing the wrong thing, that's when you stop doing the wrong thing. You don't just keep on going, because that leads down a dark path. Seems like a hint to what he thought about the way The Witcher was doing next, isn't it? Although some fans were hesitant about Henry Cavill playing Geralt in The Witcher, their concerns were quickly allayed when they saw how fascinating his portrayal was, and his replacement was, no offense, Liam Hemsworth. They posted a petition on change.org for Cavill to return as Geralt on The Witcher. The petition, which now has over 26,000 signatures, requests that Cavill reprise the role, citing Sapkowski's appreciation for the actor and threatening Netflix with diminished viewership after Season 3. The petition asks Netflix to get rid of writers who do not want to honor the original material and replace them with ones who would give the books credit, mentioning the end of Game of Thrones as an example of a monumental failure. Well, I don't think anyone would embody Geralt of Rivia as likely from the book as Henry Cavill. Shame that Season 4 won't be anything like the book. If they respect the series, our handsome man would surely find times to balance between Superman and The Witcher. But it's your loss, Netflix. What do you think about Henry Cavill leaving The Witcher? Let us know in the comments.